happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to see this one, as we got that failed CNN host Jim Acosta trying to make a stand against Donald Trump. All I'm going to say is it backfired on him very quickly, guys. I'm excited to get into this one. Let's drop straight into it. Just make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
To have people actually recognize you or care about you in a corporate anchor job. And Jim Acosta had that, as proven here by not the only video, but certainly one that gives me a chuckle every time I watch it, when an entire crowd of people started chanting, "Go home, Jim," at a Trump rally.
Wants to be the governor of South Carolina for another 4 years. That is Henry McMaster. And as you can hear behind me, Wolf, the crowd is very fired up. We have about a couple thousand people in this room so far. They are letting the press corps here know exactly how they feel about what we're doing here, Wolf. I can't hear you anymore. What's that?
Tell the truth, Jim!
I will.
Tell the truth, Jim. I mean, that right there just shows you how disconnected folks are from mainstream media. Now, I know I am, at least. I do not turn to these legacy media outlets to try to get my news because I know they're going to lie, just like Jim Acosta.
What's that?
Tell the truth, Jim!
I will. You got it. I will.
Let's put that in.
Imagine being so hated that you have entire stadiums of people chanting that you need to go home and stop being fake news. And Jim Acosta did, in fact, go home when he was fired by CNN a week ago. Jim Acosta left CNN in spite of having a show that had good ratings. He left because CNN got rid of him in the Trump era. They didn't need another blowhard jackwagon sitting there, like, making the news all about himself. Some of the memes of Jim Acosta's tear-filled resignation are glorious.
A good time to bow down to a tyrant. I've always believed it's the job of the press to hold power to account. I've always tried to do that here at CNN. And I
hold power into account. Got to do.
Yeah,
How will anyone ever know what's true? How will anybody ever know what's real?
Fox congressman, you can't just spin a tail and pull the wool over people's eyes. Yeah. This is CNN. This is the news. We are asking him to come on and tell the truth. It's an alarming choice for a man who has often struggled to unequivocally denounce white supremacists. You recall these moments.
But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Those words have power. They have meaning. And when Donald Trump speaks, the world listens. Neo-Nazis and white supremacists certainly listen. So why can't he denounce them? Why can't he reject their support?
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
What's your response to Donald Trump saying she should be fired, that Liz Cheney should be fired upon? He keeps speaking in these very extreme terms about the potential dangers to the country if he doesn't win in November. He's used words like bloodbath.
Hoax, 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 hoax.
I mean, good riddance, guys. This guy is lucky that he didn't get hit with a lawsuit by now with the way he just runs Donald Trump's name through the mud, you know, hoax after hoax, lie after lie. He's one to be trying to say that we shouldn't be, you know, putting out these tales, pulling the wool over people's eyes and spinning the truth. That's all he's done during his tenure at CNN.
Hoax, 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 hoax. Jim Acosta pushing hoax after hoax, like in his mewling, crying, whining, bitching, resignation from CNN in total humiliation. He talked about the importance of truth, the importance of telling the truth. Jim Acosta went to the border and did this.
And here are some of the steel slats that the president's been talking about right here. As you can see, yes, you can see through these slats to the other side of the U.S.-Mexico border.
But as we're walking along here, we're not seeing any kind of imminent danger. There are no migrants trying to rush toward this fence here in the McAllen, Texas area. As a matter of fact, there are some other businesses behind me along this highway. There's a gas station, Burger King, and so on. But no sign of the national emergency that the president has been talking about. As a matter of fact, it's pretty tranquil down here.
Pretty tranquil. Why don't you ask the 400,000 missing children who are human smuggled across that border? How about you ask the American families who've had their daughters and children murdered and raped by criminal aliens?
Let's talk about it now. Let's talk about the missing children. I'm glad Benny hit on that, guys. Jim Acosta ought to be ashamed of himself going down there and peddling them lies at our southern border, where clearly there was a national crisis, a state of emergency, but no one wanted to listen to Donald Trump.
Who've had their daughters and children murdered and raped by criminal aliens. How about you ask the Tren de Aragua or MS-13 members who've committed unspeakable crimes against humanity on that border. But because Jim Acosta didn't see them with his own two eyes on a sunny afternoon with a congressional delegation that he was with, it's peaceful. It's beautiful.
That's pitiful.
Literally a propagandist for the cartels. Okay, so here we go. Propaganda gonna propaganda. Jim Acosta urges all media to boycott Trump administration.
What?
Oh, okay. News organization and First Amendment advocacy groups have raised alarm bells. The Trump journalistic access. Now, CNN broadcaster, former, is urging the media to stand up to Trump and his administration for barring an Associated Press journalist from the White House, even though they were liars, dirty liars. Last week, Trump officials raised alarm bells with First Amendment advocates when it prevented an AP reporter from joining briefings because they wouldn't say Gulf of Mexico. Well, that's just hilarious and good. Keep going. Jim Acosta, who butted heads with the Trump administration, said that this needs to be a rally to the cause, using whatever means necessary. News outlets must rally to the cause by offering supportive statements to the court hearing case, the AP, and if necessary, refusing to cover presidential movements in solidarity.
I mean, honestly, good. If they boycott, if we see these mainstream media outlets actually boycotting Donald Trump, refusing to cover him, that'll be good on, good for all of us. We don't have to hear their lies, the constant crying about Donald Trump. And then it frees up a lot of space for independent journalists, researchers in that White House press briefing room. Go ahead, boycott Donald Trump. You're not hurting us whatsoever. But I don't think Jim Acosta has that kind of pull. I mean, he got fired from CNN. That's a tough task to pull off.
Tell Trump backs down, he said on his Substack, the Jim Acosta Show. Jim Acosta still using his CNN headshot. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so sad. So incredibly. What happened? What happened there, Jim? Why do you still have your CNN headshot? Good job, Jim. So now that Jim Acosta has been banned from the White House and he's getting fired from his job, now he calls for a full boycott of every other media outlet for the Trump administration, which is the only way that media outlets are going to save their dying brands is cover Donald Trump.
I mean, come on now.
Knows this. Jim Acosta should know this more than anyone. Calling on the media to boycott Trump. Yeah, because he's feeling left out because he doesn't get to do this. He doesn't get to stand up and showboat any longer and assault staff at the White House. How about we boycott Jim Acosta?
Yo, there we have it, guys. That one coming from our friend Benny Johnson. Definitely be sure to leave that original video link down in the description box below. Those who want to go over there, check that entire thing out. Also, you have to go over there and show our friend Benny Johnson tons of love and support. He's a great guy. Oh my goodness, guys. We're seeing yet another psychotic meltdown coming from one of those CNN hosts. Well, this is a fired CNN host, but I'm still going to associate him with CNN because it seems like as of late, they just cannot get over Donald Trump. He's got them crying buckets full of liberal tears. Now we've got that fired CNN host, Jim Acosta. Well, many folks would say he wasn't fired, he resigned, but he was shelved, sent to midnight television, which has like a total of 10 viewers. and then he resigned. No, this guy was fired after being shelved. We got that fire hose coming out trying to say, hey, everyone should be boycotting Donald Trump in mainstream media. Don't cover him. That's the only way we can get back at him for barring AP, the Associated Press, from sitting inside that Oval Office, for being able to report inside of there. But that is a privilege to have. Those credentials, they hold a lot of weight. And I know there's tons of journalists out there that love to have that opportunity, that would be able to abide by and follow the rules that were laid out in front of them. Once you start believing that you're above the law, rules mean nothing to you. It's showing right here. These Dems don't follow the laws and they don't follow the rules. Y'all hop in the comment section, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this one. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one. We got